You want me to put that on my tudger?
This One's Wife. Canadian Grift. Where are the kids? Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This One's Wife has been a busy bee these last couple of months, not so much in the creation of any meaningful content in pursuance of her Netflix contract, but rather attempting to make herself appear relatable and likeable. She pinged over to Dusseldorf to make it the This One's Wife Games in September, and en route, naturally desperate to get back to deliver the milkshakes to the children, she stopped off in Portugal instead. She's been seen in the Caribbean, wandering along in a ghost resort, walking hand in hand with ginger bollocks, and then popped over at some juncture to New York City to tell a number of bereaved parents how wonderful it is being a parent, demonstrating her complete inability once again to read the room as a consequence of her absence of emotional empathy and her misfiring cognitive empathy. She turned up at the Kevin Costner event as she attempting to wrestle a microphone from one of the hosts. She's been seen dancing as if a wasp has flown up her skirt at a Beyoncé concert, not once, but twice. Purportedly, she attended a Taylor Swift concert, although no actual pictures have emerged of that, and therefore it's questionable that that actually took place. She was then seen in Las Vegas with Katy Perry taking a private jet out there, and has been seen hanging around on the red carpet at the Variety Power of Women Awards to ensure that she was photographed, and photographed some more, and photographed some more until she had to be moved along. During all of this time, has she bothered to go and see her in-laws in the United Kingdom and bring along the children so they can meet their relatives? No. Has she bothered to go and see her father, who is in deteriorating health? No. And what about the children? Somebody who says that motherhood is so important to her is spending an awful lot of time away from them. But this is no surprise, of course, because we all know that This One's Wife is a narcissist hypocrite. And she's at it again. This time, poor old Canada, home of some of the nicest people on the planet, and maple leaves and plenty of syrup, have found themselves subjected to an appearance by the gruesome twosome. Naturally, it comes heralded in People.com with an article by Janine Henney and Erin Hill which tells us, This One's Wife and Prince Harry surprise crowd at Vancouver Canucks game, and Harry takes the ice. I'm assuming that's not the latest drug that he's on. Indeed, it would appear that it's not, and that he emerged onto the ice holding the puck. The report tells us This One's Wife and Prince Harry stepped out in Canada on Monday night as they made a surprise appearance at the Vancouver Canucks hockey game. The Duke of Sussex made the ceremonial first puck drop as he took the ice ahead of the matchup between the Vancouver Canucks and the San Jose Sharks. He and This One's Wife then took in the game from their box seats. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are in Canada ahead of the next Grift Games, which will be held in Vancouver and Whistler in 2025. Harry, a former captain in the British Army, founded the International Adaptive Sports Tournament for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans in 2014. Harry's moment on the ice comes 21 years after his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, made her own ceremonial puck drop, also at a Vancouver Canucks and San Jose Sharks game. The late monarch visited Vancouver while on an 11-day tour in Canada in honour of her Golden Jubilee at the time. She wasn't grifting. Canada is a special place for This One's Wife, 42, and Harry, 39, and the Invictus Games marked an important moment early in their relationship. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex famously made their debut as a couple at the 2017 Grift Games in Toronto, bringing up the past, where this one's wife lived while filming Suits, bringing up the past, which she said is wild to see trending on Netflix at Variety's Power of Women gala last week. Not only are Vancouver and Whistler close to Harry and this one's wife following their move to Montecito, California, that doesn't make sense, but Vancouver is also a special spot for their family. Before stepping back from their royal roles in 2020, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex spent their first holiday season as a family of 3 in 2019 with son Prince Archie on Vancouver Island. The couple received an especially warm welcome at the Grift Games in Sydney in 2018, bringing up the past, days after Kensington Palace announced she was pregnant with her Arch. Exclusively speaking to people about the Grift Games, The Hague in 2022, bringing up the past, which was bumped back from 2020 due to the pandemic, Prince Harry touched on the key role Invictus has played in his journey with this one's wife. "Oh, there is nowhere you can feel more embraced and supported than with the Grift family," Prince Harry said at the time. "The Toronto Games were our first time out and about publicly in an official way. We were dating at the time, so it was a lot to take in, but fortunately we were with the perfect community for that. Now, 5 years later, here we are, in The Hague at the 15 Grift Games, as parents of 2 living in the US, he continued, referring to son Prince Archie and daughter Princess Lilibet too, in case you had no idea who his children were. "I'd always wanted to share these incredible moments with someone special, and to have Meg by my side means everything," Prince Harry told People. While it was previously announced that the 2023 Grift Games would be held in Dusseldorf, Germany, and coincided with Prince Harry's 39th birthday in September, bringing up the past, the Duke of Sussex revealed at The Hague, which was the subject of Heart of Invictus, now streaming on Netflix, fucking me, how many plugs can they make, that the 7th Invictus tournament would be held in Canada. Following cycles in London 2014, Orlando 2016, Toronto 2017 and Sydney 2018, plus the Netherlands and Germany, the competition in Canada in 2025 will be the first time the Grift Games have returned to a previous host country. The Grift Games in Vancouver Whistler will also be the first to incorporate winter adaptive sports, in addition to some of the core sports from previous Grift Games. As Grift continues to adapt and evolve, and Meg's put through all her dresses on the expenses, I'm extremely excited to announce that the Invictus Games Foundation has selected Canada to host the first ever Winter Hybrid Games 2025, Prince Harry said in a statement around the news. The Grift Games Vancouver Whistler 2025 will offer a global platform to expand the range and profile of winter adaptive sports. With deep respect, I'm also pleased to share that the Games in Canada will be held in partnership with the First Nations in the spirit of truth and reconciliation with Indigenous communities, he added of the plans. As for whether Archie and Lily will tag along, only time will tell. Ha! Fat chance of that happening. When have you ever seen them go anywhere with them? Yes, we get the supposed shots of the 4th of July and Halloween, but these two spend an inordinate amount of time away from their children, and in particular this one's wife, who claims, of course, that motherhood means more to her than anything else, apart from, of course, being married to this one. Poor Canada has to endure them, and it's another stop on the worldwide privacy tour as they ensure that their attendance is spoken about and recorded. This one's wife again drinking in the fuel that comes from this as she continues to mop up appearances wherever she can, this time off the back of the Grift Games. Something associated with her? No. It's her husband's baby. But once again, the Duchess of Tagalong, unable to do anything in her own right because she's a charisma and talent-free zone, utilises the achievements of others, the events of others, in order to further her own aims through character trait acquisition. And here we see the pair of grifters popping up in Canada, all smiles for the camera, her worshipfulness, drinking in the fuel, and as ever, the kids, just a simple afterthought. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.